Hey guys, what's up? It's Kennedy. Thank you for watching this video, and I love you so much. So please go follow all my social medias and make sure to check out my blog for catching me when I'm off and on the YouTube screen. Today I'm going to be doing an unpopular opinions video. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so I read out some unpopular opinions, and now I'm just gonna talk about them with you. And in case you're wondering, yes, my location changed, so I'm sitting on my bed right now. You can't really see it that good, and kind of had to stack my phone on some books and a pillow, but that's okay. I want to try this out more because I felt like it would just look cuter, and I didn't like sit at my desk. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But anyway, guys, so here's the first unpopular opinion. Mean Girls 1 and 2 can't be compared. Now, when I say this, it's not really a wildly controversial. Mean Girls 1 is honestly a cinematic masterpiece. The other, Mean Girls 2, now the cast, I will say they did a good job. But the second one was just a flaming hot piece of trash. Like, it was a disaster. It literally shouldn't have even been called Mean Girls 2 because it basically had nothing to do with the first one. It was only Mean Girls 2 because it had, like, a main popular girl, her little clique of dumb best friends, and one or two other girls that were like nice but wanted to infiltrate the popular group, you know what I mean? It just wasn't that good. Like, the first one will always be iconic, but the second one is kind of got left in the dust. The second unpopular opinion. Milk is disgusting. Now, if I have to drink it, I'll drink almond milk, and I understand a lot of people drink milk, but milk is just, it's white water. It is cereal juice. Like, it's nasty. It has, like, no flavor. It's disgusting. Anyway, Percy Jackson over Harry Potter. Now, listen to me when I say this. Listen to me when I say this. Yes, we love both childhood book series. Yes, both books are amazing. Now, we aren't even going to talk about Little Miss Aunt J.K. Rowling for a sec. We're just going to let her get all that Karen out of her system for a minute. But we always will have unproblematic Uncle Rick. Uncle Rick loves us. He has versatility. He comes out with good content. He loves us. He tells the directors when their movies are trash. Like, he is our unproblematic fave, and that is on period. And I'm so excited for when the Percy Jackson TV show comes out on Disney Plus in a while. Whenever it comes out, I promise you I will be binge watching that. The next unpopular opinion. Ketchup is disgusting. I don't care who you are if you eat it. Don't come within 5 feet of me, I promise you, or else I will have to spray you with disinfectant. I stopped eating ketchup when I was 5 years old. I had a good conversation with myself about how it was stinky. It messed up my outfits, and it kind of had, like, not a good taste, so I haven't eaten it willingly since I was 5. Yes, my mom does sneak it into our spaghetti sometimes, but that's something we aren't going to talk about in this video. Ketchup and me don't have a good relationship. The next unpopular opinion. Nicki versus Cardi. Now, we shouldn't even have to have this conversation because you all know the truth. We all know who the real queen of rap is. Now, if you have to choose somebody, I'm obviously going to say Nicki because Nicki is the queen of rap, and she really broke a lot of barriers for what a female rapper looks like, and for the stigmas that we had going into it would be women and they would want to rap. But at the same time, you kind of have to say neither sometimes, because it's like both of them could have handled the situation a lot better. Now, was Cardi a little bit wild in some things that she said and how she reacted sometimes? Yes, but Cardi is more entertaining. I'm not saying she can't rap, but she's like, they aren't on the same level. And also, we don't need to pit them against each other because Hollywood and the music industry already does that enough. They just need to, they have their own lanes. They have their own fan bases. They have their own style of rap and music. They just need to stay in their lanes. Next unpopular opinion. Netflix has the best original series of TV shows, and Netflix just has some of the best original content. Now, I'm not about to call out Hulu and Disney Plus and all of them because they're good in their own right, but Netflix also has a monopoly a little bit if you think about it, because Netflix was one of the first platforms that was really like a streaming, type thing. and it's been around for a longer time, so it has more experience. Now, I'm not saying Netflix doesn't act wild every occasional season or year or two, but they just have more versatility and more diversity in some aspects. Sleeping with socks on or sleeping with the fan on is weird and creepy and disgusting and is a sure sign of being a serial killer. I'm just joking, but it's just kind of weird if you sleep with either of those things on. If you're not okay, blink twice. The kissing booth wasn't that good. Now, I know some people will try to jump on me for this, and I understand, but just hear me out. Number one, the book by Beth Reekles that the movie is based on was originally a fan fiction. And two, the movie wasn't that good because, yes, it was the hype of the summer, but as soon as To All the Boys I Loved Before came out, everybody wanted to forget about it. Everybody was like, oh, Peter Kavinsky this. Oh, I want a boy to write me a letter. I want to be the main character. I want a boy to confess his love for me like that. I don't want to be second best. Yes, sis, we get it. But also, you have to think about this. The kissing booth wasn't good because it didn't depict a very healthy relationship. Like, Noah was kind of controlling, and he was kind of not the best boyfriend. Like, they were good together, I guess, but they were kind of problematic, so it wasn't that good. Strawberries are delicious. Yes, I know that strawberries are kind of an underrated fruit, and a lot of people rag on them, but strawberries are very good. Another unpopular opinion, Olivia was better than Peppa Pig. When I tell you Peppa Pig walked so that she strutted that runway so that Peppa could run. Because Olivia was the OG. Now, I don't remember exactly when they were on. You know, that Peppa was a little bit like, was just kind of moody and shady. But Olivia had sass and class, and she was a true lady. Both of them, they were kid shows, but Olivia was just a little, and the Olivia books were really, really good also. I don't know what it was about Peppa. She just sort of didn't, I mean, she's okay, but she didn't vibe that well with me. Unpopular opinion. Pineapple is the superior pizza topping. Now, I know some people are like, fruit does not belong on pizza, and I understand you there. But you have to understand, pineapple is more sweet, and it just gives pizza, which is naturally savory, that little tang that's like, oh, cute, something cool, something fun, something for the girls to wear in summertime. But pineapple is just, it's good on pizza. Like, I understand if you don't like it, but it's not that bad. Unpopular opinion, Helen Keller is not real. Do not rag on me. Do not try to do anything. Okay. Realistically, yes, Helen could be a real person, but you have to understand this. Certain aspects of her story and certain parts of the histories that were written down about her do not make sense. How are you blind and deaf and you travel the world giving inspirational speeches? Like, I understand someone could have translated for her, but still, that's a little bit of a stretch. How are you blind and deaf and you've written multiple books? Like, I understand people were like, oh, well, she learned how to write or whatever before she went blind, or someone taught her, but think about it. Think about that. We're just going to move on, and we might address this in a conspiracy theories video. Leave me comments down below if I should do that, but we're going to move on. Next, unpopular opinion. Now, you guys, I might get canceled for these two. I don't know for the next few. They're a little bit spicy, but Harry Styles isn't attractive. Now, I understand if you were a 1D stan, because lots of my friends are Harrys, lots of them are 1D stans. I am a professional believer. I've been a believer since 2004. No, since Justin Bieber came out kicking. But Harry Styles isn't that cute. Like, he's overhyped in the attractive area. Like, his music, I will say, I have grown to be like, oh, it's not that bad, because I always give him the chance. I didn't always give him the benefit of the doubt. But he's not that attractive. Next, unpopular opinion. Also, Timothée Chalamet is attractive. Like, he isn't bad looking, but whenever people were ragging on him on TikTok, being like, people were like dragging him, they didn't need to do that. Like, I understand that he isn't the most famous person, but he was a little bit overhyped at times. Like, they did not need to go that hard on my man's Tim. Also, the hype on TikTok is overrated and the algorithms are severely flawed. Like, the people that are getting famous these days make no sense. They're getting famous for doing the bare minimum. All they have to do is stare at the camera, go like this, or they have to maybe like shake their butts at the camera, wear some skimpy clothing, say a joke that isn't funny. People who are getting famous on there, and also, second thing about that, the people that are getting famous on there do not use their platforms that well. They don't use their platforms for causes that are actually important. They just, what they do when they join the houses, another thing, the TikTok houses are very problematic, and I feel like they're setting the kids up to be like not very productive like adults. Now, you can say before that the kids weren't going to do anything with their lives before TikTok, and yeah, that might be true. But also, like, notable members of different houses have dropped out of school, are doing drugs, smoking, drinking, need to go to jail for, like, the federal offenses they've committed. And it's party houses. It's like Playboys, but teenagers. And a lot worse. It's just a little bit overhyped. Like, it's a little bit too much at this point. Some of them need to go back to school, need to go back to their house, need to chill out for a minute and stop doing all that. I will say houses are a little bit more tame than like Team 10 and all of that was, but at the same time, neither is better than the other. They're both like it's like the lesser of two evils. Next one I want to talk about, I know some people might be mad about this, but Doja Cat and Lana Del Rey deserve to be canceled. The things that they said and the things that they were doing were rightfully causes for us to get mad at them. Now, people being like, oh, we love you, Doja. Oh, Lana, don't worry. I'm not mad at you. They deserved every ounce that they got. They deserved the hate and the backlash because the things that Lana said, the first paragraph of her apology or whatever she was saying didn't need to be typed. She did not need to release that to the public because she does things in her music that is like sexualizing abuse or alcoholism or sex or just stuff that isn't, productive. But she doesn't have the right to bring down other people who do basically the exact things she does, but in a better way, and say, oh, why can't I just go back to singing about being a white woman in America who's sad and who wants a husband who lives in the 1950s to beat her? Like, be quiet. Stop it. Go home. Go cry with your cat and with your police officer 50s husband. Just stop. The next unpopular opinion. 13 Reasons Why isn't as bad as everyone claims it is. Now, I understand that people are mad because, it glamorizes suicide and it makes rape culture look like a joke. And it does. Here is what I have to say about that. 13 Reasons Why. I've read the book. The book was good. The first 2 seasons of the show depicted how Hannah's death impacted the characters, how Hannah left characters with different emotions that changed them into better people, and how Hannah basically impacted everyone that she met in a different way. Second season showed how Hannah, remnants of her life and the things that she had said and done and helped people with were still alive in Liberty High School. Once the second season ended, it was a little bit like the writers didn't know what to do with the show, so they just started pulling cards or whatever. I will say the third season was the most wild, not because when they killed off Bryce. Now, I'm not saying he didn't deserve to die, but it's a little bit like one of those times where it's sort of poetic justice, but also it makes you feel bad for the villain because you're like, did he really deserve what he got? What made the third season so bad and what made the third season the worst, probably, is the fact that they had Ani on there. Now, I don't condone people hating on the actress because she's playing a character. She's playing a person. She's playing a role. But the role of Ani was just very controversial and messed up a lot of the show because she was sort of like a red herring because they threw her in there. She's telling the story. She doesn't even know Hannah. She doesn't really know the people. She only knows the surface levels of them. She wasn't there for the first season. She wasn't there for the second season. She didn't know Hannah before she died. She didn't know a lot of the characters in their first and second, years of high school. I just feel like throwing Ani in, I understand why they did it a little bit, but it really threw off the vibe that the show was getting because at the end of the second season, people were already a little bit iffy, but by the end of the third season, people definitely were like, I don't want to watch this show. I hate Ani. Unpopular opinion. Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin aren't the best couple. Now, I know when I say this, people are like, oh, well, they love each other. And I'm like, I understand that. And here's the thing. I am a hardcore believer. I love Justin with all my heart. Hailey, I could care less about. Now, I'm not saying that he needed to get married to Selena, because if that wasn't the best thing for him, then he shouldn't have done it. If Hailey really loves him and really cares about him, the most we as fans can do is just accept that and just be there for them. Now, we may not like it. I was basically like, you know, I love Justin, so I'm going to love whoever he's married to because I care about him. Now, do I think that she's the best match for him? Do I think that at times she made him look extremely unattractive? Yes, definitely. But that's his wife. That's the person that he wants to be with, so you just gotta accept that. Next thing. Now, I might get a little bit of like for this, but Emma Chamberlain and Antonio Garza and James Charles, they are just, you know, I'll save James for a while later, but Antonio Garza and Emma Chamberlain. Now, I love both of them as people. They are amazing. They should keep striving, keep thriving. But their content has not been funny and has not been entertaining for a long while now. I know in 2018, 2017, people were like, oh, Emma's editing style is so cute. Antonio has such funny videos. But if you really watch them, they aren't funny outside of the editing that they put into them. Emma, I still watch her and I'm still subscribed to her because I care about her as a person. But in terms of her content and in terms of the videos that she makes, I have not laughed or been entertained truly in a very long time. Antonio, I'm sorry, but I had to unsubscribe from him because he just wasn't like, his stuff is repetitive and it's kind of clickbait because you go in thinking he's going to do something like big, exciting, and it's just like him sitting in his room doing the same makeup look like 3 times. I'm not saying they aren't good at what they do, but they just need to update their content a little bit because it's not entertaining anymore. Next, unpopular opinion. Selena Gomez and Zendaya are two of the best artists, actresses, and just the best humans to come out of Disney Channel. Selena, she had versus Waverly Place, you know, Zendaya was producing Casing Undercover. She was on, like, Shake It Up, Zapped, all this other stuff. Amazing. I will say to this day, they are two of the best actresses to ever come out of Disney Channel. Just because, you know, in the past, Disney Channel has, like, messed up a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying they aren't doing good things now, but it sort of has train wrecked a couple people because they couldn't move on from, like, the transition between being a kid and then being an adult and then being a teen who wants to look like a kid and stuff like that. But I just feel like they had the best growth from it. Next unpopular opinion, the Kardashians are overrated and very problematic. Now, when I say this with my whole chest. The Kardashians as a family are just too overhyped. They get into drama for no reason. They are bored, so they get implants and lip fillers and like Botox and all this other stuff. They're just problematic and they need to stop. Next, unpopular opinion, The Backyardigans is the best Nick Jr. show, hands down. Hands down, it is the best Nick Jr. show. It had the vibes, it had the music, it had the dancing, it had the taste, it had the diversity. Pablo, Uniqua, Tyrone. Like, where else are you going to get that, huh? Where? Disney Jr.? I don't think so. Now, Doc McStuffins, she is in a different category. Love her. The Backyardigans, you just can't compare apples and oranges. Next unpopular opinion, musically over TikTok. When I say this, I mean it in the most sensible way possible. If I was ever to have a child and they were like, Mom, can I get this app? It's called, like, let's say they wanted to get TikTok. I would rather have my child use Musical.ly than TikTok just because Musical.ly was a lot more, I'm not saying a lot more safe. Now, it wasn't like wildly, I never saw anything crazy on there, but it was just a lot more guarded in terms of the type of content that you could put up and in terms of the type of just people that used it. Now, I'm not saying TikTok is like terrible, but Musical.ly was about the music. TikTok now isn't really about that, and I understand, but it's just Musical.ly over TikTok. Next unpopular opinion, all country music does not suck. I know a lot of people don't like country music because they're like, oh, it's dumb, it's boring, it's just the same old story with like a twangy country accent. But not all country music is bad. Yes, it does tell a story, but lots of music does that. But it doesn't deserve all the hate that it gets. On Dance Moms, Nia, Chloe, and Paige were low-key the best dancers on that show. Brooke is also included, but Dance Moms just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Now, I will continue to watch the show, but I mean, I'm not done with it. I kind of didn't watch it when it was on, but the best dancers, and I could not stand how Abby continued to tear them down again and again and again. And if I was one of those mothers, I know I would not have taken my child there multiple times after the dance instructor talked to my child like that and after the dance instructor talked to me like that. My last thing about Dance Moms. I feel like the show gave Maddie and JoJo big heads. I say Maddie because there were moments where Maddie would be very humble and she would just want to dance or she wouldn't want to do something because of like a normal reason. But Abby or her mom would like hype her up to be like, no, you should do this because of this and this and this. And so by the time the show ended, she thought she was the best at like everything. When yeah, you can be talented in multiple things, but certain stuff that she said and certain things that she did just made her look spoiled and made her look like she didn't care about other people. Like, at the times whenever Abby would move someone else to the top of the pier, Maddie would be like, oh, Abby's just doing that because she wants to give somebody else a chance because I've been on there like 3 times in a row, but I'm just going to be on there next week, so I'm only letting them do this because I think that they deserve it. Like, that was a little bit snotty coming from her. Use those exact words? No. But was she a little bit bratty? Yes. Next unpopular opinion. Justin Bieber is one of the most talented and best singers of our generation. I'm just going to leave that there. He is. The vocals, the harmonization, his voice cannot be compared to. Next, the beauty community on YouTube has been canceled so many times at this point. They are basically irrelevant. Do you hear people talking about them now? What was that? No, you don't. They're radio silent because they've been canceled for James, they've been canceled for Tati, they've been canceled for Jeffree Star, Mandy Moore. I don't even have to go on. Shane Dawson, whenever he was doing makeup for like 5 seconds. Girl, they've been canceled too many times. And that's exactly why you do not see them getting in scandals anymore. Because they do too much. Next, unpopular opinion. James Charles's content isn't that good. Like, it's not that entertaining. And his makeup look, now I will not rag on anybody for their makeup because that is their job, that is their brand, and that is what they make their living off of. But his makeup is not spectacular, like, oh my gosh, he's the best makeup artist ever. His makeup is like subpar, like it's not that good. It had to be said. I'm sorry that came from me, but that's my unpopular opinion. Next unpopular opinion, Camila Cabello made Shawn Mendes look ugly. Do not stare me in the face and tell me any different. She did. Because now, I don't think I ever really thought Shawn was that attractive or that handsome, but I was sort of getting there. But once he started dating Camila, I don't know what it is, but his whole looks, everything about him just went downhill. And also, I think she's like, I don't think she has the best personality. I don't think she's the best person. But she just made him look bad. And lastly, Billie Eilish's old music was better. Like her music from Don't Smile at Me, like song blank Broken Hearts, like that was top tier music. I'm not saying that her songs now aren't amazing. I'm just saying that when I want to have a good cry, will I turn on Don't Smile at Me? Will I turn on blank Broken Hearts? Yes, I will. And I will stream that with a quickness. But I love Billie. I have so much love for her. She got me through some tough times. That's my unpopular opinion. So, anyway, guys, so that was all my unpopular opinions. If you have any more, please leave them in the comments. Please tell me what you think. This is the end of the video. So, down below, comment what your favorite unpopular opinion was, or comment, a video idea. And so, please go follow my social media